Thank you for waiting. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for participating in Rugby World Conference 2019 today. This is the 11th of the series, and we have the conference today and tomorrow at Kunibiki Messe, Shimane Prefecture. It is organized by Rugby World Conference Steering Committee and many other organizations supported and cooperated with the organizing committee. I will serve as an MC today. I'm Miwa Ishihara. I would like to have your kind cooperation for today and tomorrow. Without due delay, we would like to start opening ceremony. First of all, on behalf of the executive committee, chairperson of the committee, Yukihiro Matsumoto, will give opening remarks. Mr. Matsumoto, please. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for responding to me. This is the 11th Rugby World Conference. During the last 10 years, we have had a lot of support, and we have organized Rugby World Conference. And this is the first year of the next 10 years, and it is my great pleasure that I can organize this today. Rugby World Conference, the Rugby, the technology experts, started to produce the community software, and there are users who would like to use the software in their businesses, but there are some discrepancies between the engineers' ideas and the business users. So we would like to organize a conference so that we can bridge this gap. Currently, Ruby conference is held worldwide, like in Japan, in the USA, and in Europe, and Africa as well. We have many Ruby conferences in different regions, and the Ruby World Conference is very unique among the conferences, and it is very nice that we can organize the conference in Matsue, Shimane Prefecture, and it is very nice that many people visit Matsue, and there are many supporters who welcome the visitors from Japan, other parts of Japan and from other parts of the world. We would like to have a very productive 2-day conference, and we would like to cooperate so that we can understand us better. So I hope you will enjoy the conference. Thank you very much. This concludes my opening remarks. Mr. Yukihiro Matsumoto, the chairperson of the executive committee of the conference. Now, on behalf of the prefecture organizing this conference, Mr. Tatsuya Maruyama, the governor of Shimane Prefecture, will make greetings. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. I'm a governor of Shimane Prefecture. My name is Maruyama, and welcome to the 11th Ruby World Conference today and tomorrow. And I understand that there are participants from other parts of Japan and other parts of the world. Thank you very much for coming to Matsue. It is just a half year since I have been a governor of the prefecture. However, it is really nice to be present at the conferences where people are coming from other parts of Japan. And this is the first time for me to use the earphone for simultaneous interpretation. I really feel that this is an international world conference. And the Ruby is the Japanese program language developed by Mr. Matsumoto. And this is national, or the Japanese language, or Japanese software language developed by Mr. Matsumoto. However, those languages are universal. It is used in many other parts of the world. And thanks to my relationship with Matsumoto-san and his relationship with Shimane Prefecture, we could organize this World Conference in Shimane. It is really nice. And through this software language, I hope that various development of the technologies and the businesses will be developed so that it would make, or so that the people in the society will be happier. I think you know each other and you have communication without getting together face to face. However, it is really important to communicate face to face as well. And I wish you the great success of the development of Ruby technologies, and I hope that the conference will be productive and informative to all participants. And I would like to have your kind support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maruyama. And now we also would like to invite Mr. Masataka Matsuura, the mayor of Matsuya City, the host city of this conference. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm Matsuura, the mayor of Matsuya City. I'm very happy to welcome so many audience from Japan and also the rest outside Japan as well. I'm very happy to welcome all of you. Relationship between Ruby and city of Matsue has been talked about in many places, but as Mr. Matsumoto mentioned, it was really the coincidence. About 10 years ago, Mr. Matsumoto was featured in one of the magazines, and it says, well, he was originally from Yonago, but now living in Matsue. So there's a river, as you know, and on the right-hand side of the river is the station. And close to the station building is the commercial building called Terusa. But that commercial building had a hard time finding the tenants. So that was about 10 years ago. But of course, we did not think about this kind of program from the very beginning. But it seems to be the very interesting person. So we decided to speak to him. So we requested the meeting and had a chance to have a conversation with Mr. Matsumoto. And then Mr. Matsumoto talked about his idea to create some place where many people can meet. So at first I thought, oh, what a strange person. But as I mentioned, we had some free space available in a commercial building near the station. So we offered that the tenant space. And that space was used to create Ruby Laboratory. And once the place was created, we are so surprised that many people started to come here. And also other businesses offer their interest in coming to the building. So that was when we were really surprised about the power or influence of Ruby. So it's like a Mecca for Islamic religion. So because we have the leader or the very powerful group, so it's like a head of the church or the Mecca of it's the Muslim, the Islamic religions, or any religious group or any groups, whatever. We had a very powerful person in place, and he attracted so many people to city of Matsue. So we decided to support him, and we wanted to keep the guru in a city. So it was very important to keep Mr. Matsumoto. He was young, so we persuaded the parliament, the cities, and then decided to make him honorary citizen of the city of Matsue. And also, we thought some organizational background was necessary. There may be association, some form of the business entity was required. And again, for that creation, the city worked in a close collaboration with the prefecture government to do that. And also we saw that the human resource development was very important to maintain this positive influence of Ruby in the city of Matsue. So we offered education, programming education to the elementary schools. And we did many other things so that the opportunities to use Ruby and will be increased in Matsue City. So at present, one of the challenges how to disseminate this kind of the usage system broader, because for the local government, we have been using the various IT infrastructure to issue, for example, the residence records and other official documents. So we thought at first perhaps we could use Ruby to create such the system like an ERP system for the city government, but was a little bit difficult so far. But still, we haven't given up that kind of idea yet. So now we are exploring the opportunities to use Ruby for systems like ERP, the main system that organization can use. And if that becomes possible, the Ruby utilization would increase very dramatically. And also for that purpose, we need to develop the engineers and the talents. I'm not an expert of Ruby language, but still, I'm very much committed to support Ruby's development. I understand in this conference, there are many presentations and discussions about Ruby. And I hope that this is going to be a very productive event for everyone. So to promote Ruby further, I'd like to work with you and wishing all the best. I'd like to conclude my speech. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Yukihiro, Mr. Masataka Matsura, the mayor of Matsue. And now, on behalf of the invited guest, we'd like to invite Mr. Noriaki Izumi, the planning officer of the IT Policy Department of the Ministry of Economy and International Trade, the METI, the Japanese government. Thank you very much, Izumi. Congratulations on this 11th Ruby World Conference 2019. And I was told that there are many students and young people are participating in this conference as well, which I think is really wonderful. So I'm in charge of the planning office. So there are something I'd like to talk about, which may not be the idea you're playing with in Shimane or Matsue. So this is a place known for the many gods in Japan. In Japan, we have the many gods, and now all the Japanese gods, they come to the Izumo at present. And then the previous speaker said, in fact, Mr. Matsumoto is a guru or god. So I thought, oh, he must be one of those gods. So anyhow, Matsue or the Izumo is known for the place where the gods meet, and very happy to have this conference in Izumo or Matsue. And from government point of view, we consider the program like the Ruby is very important, and we are focusing on the connected world, and we are talking about the time of the DX. And we issued the report. So I encourage especially the young people to read this report. And this report about the DX or the digital world is quite interesting, I would say. So among all the policy papers and all the theses and I written, I think that this report is cited most frequently. So in this DX report, the relationship between the technology and the business is highlighted, as Mr. Matsumoto mentioned. So if that's technology alone, or technology alone is not enough. And Japan is investing lots of money on IT. However, 80% of those IT budget is spent to maintain the existing system. So this is where we need to improve. So for this report, another idea highlighted is the medium-scale industry, or SME, and the local industries. So this is also where Matsue, city of Matsue, can take a wonderful initiative. For example, in the Shimane Prefecture, there's an expert of the data mining, and also the young professor of the IT, and also the great students at local universities. So I'm telling especially those local audience that this city of Matsue has a great potential. For example, the tap water system, they use the cloud-based, the lightweight software from the traditional Juden to much lightweight software program, which is remarkable. And also in June, the Japanese government they issued the IT infrastructure planning policy. And in that policy paper, the Matsue's water supply system was used as a good example. And Prime Minister said in particular that we in Japan should follow the example of the water supply system of Matsue, because it uses the latest IT technology, and this is where we need to pay attention to. So I'm very much looking forward to come here as the planning officer in charge of IT policy. I look forward to learn so many ideas from you. I'm very happy to see wonderful speakers, and the program seems to be very interesting. So thank you very much, and congratulations, I should say.
泉様、どうもありがとうございます。
Thank you very much, Mr. Izumi. At the Izumi Shrine, there was a special ritual to welcome gods. Now we have all of the gods here and started to participate probably in this conference as well. Now, another god, the president of the chairperson of the organizing committee of this Ruby World Conference, Mr. Matsumoto, is going to talk and give us keynote lecture. And please wait for a while. We are preparing the stage.